If any one of these three ingredients are missing from your organization, then unfortunately you will not see the benefits of Spotify model. Then it's better to look at some other agile framework. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about agile and software development. Today our topic is the Spotify model. I've noticed so many organizations moving to the Spotify model in the last 5 to 6 years. Unfortunately, I have to say that I've noticed that most of those organizations are unable to gain the benefits they thought they would get from this model. Today, I'm going to talk about what I think are the three core pillars of Spotify, how to make your Spotify transformation successful. What are the things which I think cause our Agile and Spotify transformation to fail, and that we did not see the benefits of the Spotify model. Pillar 1. It is the Spotify organizational structure. Spotify, the music app company, they looked at their agile teams. So they had teams that were doing Scrum, they had teams that were doing Kanban, and they were calling them all Scrum teams. And they thought to themselves is that we want to give our agile teams the autonomy to choose whatever agile framework they want to work with. So rather than calling them Scrum teams, they called them squad. And instead of having a Scrum Master, because there could be Scrum teams, there could be Kanban teams, they called them a squad coach or agile coach in each of their squads. So a squad is an agile team that's autonomous, self-organizing agile team. Same way as your Scrum team should be. They're fully cross-functional. Each squad has all the skills required to make that squad successful, deliver that piece of functionality. The next level up is the tribe. A tribe is a collection of squads working in related areas, such as music player or a backend infrastructure. So all of those squads are working in a specific area. You put all of those collections into a tribe because they will have a lot more interdependencies as well, and they are all working in the same area. So squad is the smallest structure of organization. Above that collection of squads become a tribe. Then within each of the squads, there are specific skill sets. So for instance, each of the squad might have a front-end developer, a PHP developer, or a DBA. So across the tribe, all of the front-end developers, they will be part of a chapter. So that chapter will be front-end developer chapter. There will be a chapter for all of the DBAs there. So each of the skill set that you have within your tribe, for each of those across the tribe, you want to create chapters. And these chapters are the skill sets. And the idea is that at the chapter level, you want that group across the tribe, across the organization to get together and discuss improvements, suggestions, help each other tackle the issues they are facing, and come up with best practices. So chapters are based on your skill set. So all of the front-end developers will have one chapter, all of the back-end developers another chapter, all of your agile coaches will have another chapter, agile chapter. So this is your chapters. You have squads, you have tribes, you have chapters. And the last part within the Spotify organization structure is guilds. Guilds are basically communities of interest. So you could be a front-end developer, but you are passionate or you have interest in automated testing, so you can join the automated testing guild. You are a tester, but you have interest in Agile, so you can join the Agile guild. So guilds are community of interest that meet up on a regular basis. So the first pillar is for you as an organization to implement the Spotify organizational structure. And that is first pillar. That is the first thing. So your teams, there are squads, there are inter-tribes, you have built up the chapters, and you have also set up the guilds as well. Pillar number 2. The pillar 2 or the part 2 is the organizational environment. You want to build a safe environment where innovation can take place. Here, I want to mention a quote from this book I read last year, The Zombie Scrum Survival Guide. And on page 222 of this book, I love this quote. It says, "It is more helpful to create environment where people can learn and fail. Don't copy the plant, copy the soil in which it grows from." The point is, you want to build an environment in where innovation can take place. You want your squad members to feel safe, that they can experiment. You want to give them opportunity to experiment. You want to give them the time to innovate. You want to give them the time and capacity to experiment. And then you want to get those like-minded people together in your chapters. So have a dedicated time when everyone within that chapter gets together, discusses their pain points, look at the challenges they are facing across the organization, and work together to resolve those. That is when innovation happens. A safe environment, and then time to innovate as well. You want to build that culture within your organization that promotes innovation. One side note I want to mention here, that ego is enemy of innovation. If there are people within your organization who are ego, they will be unable to work with the team. They will be unable to take feedback from other team members, and that will cause conflict within your organization. So within your organization, you want to build a safe environment, remove all the ego, and give your people the chance to learn and fail. Celebrate failure. I've seen many organizations that have implemented the Spotify organization structure. So they have broken their teams into squads, chapters, tribes, and have given the safe environment for the team members to innovate as well, but still have not seen the benefits of Spotify model. They have failed to consider the third pillar, which I call the software architecture. Spotify, as an organization, they developed the architecture, the software architecture, the application architecture to be loosely coupled. Those squads in Spotify are autonomous. They are responsible for looking after their set of features. So the application is loosely coupled. For instance, I was listening to a talk by one of the executives from Spotify. He was talking about these alarm clocks and these lamps that manufacturers are selling with a Spotify app built into it. These manufacturers, they will build a lamp with a Spotify application built into it, and then they sell that lamp for, let's say, $50. Then these manufacturers have no incentive of updating their firmware, their products. So if Spotify now go and update their backend software, their backend application, so now these applications stops working on these lamps and these alarm clocks, people will be really annoyed with Spotify. So Spotify uses a microservice model where they will keep the old microservice there and keep on supporting the people on the older version of the application. And it also gives them that flexibility that the team can independently build new features, be innovative without breaking other parts of the application. They know what the limitations are. They know that what part of the application they are responsible for, and they will innovate within those boundaries. And they have built a loosely coupled microservices. What I find is that most organizations, when they are building any application, their applications are so tightly coupled, they have so many dependencies that their squads are always struggling. They are always dependent on other squads and they are unable to move. So if you want to see the full benefits of Spotify model, then make your application into microservice and a loosely coupled application. So if you have an application where you have tight dependency, you have tightly coupled components and features, then there are other frameworks within the Agile world that are better suited for you. Then go for safe, because at the end of each PI planning, you're coming out with a dependency map. And every single sprint, every single week, your RTE is looking at those dependencies and making sure that they are resolved within that timely matter. All your dependencies are mapped and visible for everyone to see. Saying that it's not only Spotify that is moving toward microservices model. Netflix spent 7 years and millions of dollars of investment converting their application into microservices. So if you want to see the full benefits of Spotify model, then make sure that you are following the microservices and loosely coupled component architecture. In summary, according to my experience, Spotify has 3 core pillars: the organizational hierarchy, or the organizational structure, where you make your team into squads, tribes, and chapters. Number 2, your organizational culture, where you build an environment within your organization which is safe for team members to innovate. And third, your application architecture, which is loosely coupled. And if you have all 3 of these ingredients within your organization, then yes, Spotify model will be the best thing that has happened to you. You will see the full benefits of Spotify model. But if any one of these 3 ingredients are missing from your organization, then unfortunately you will not see the benefits of Spotify model. Then it's better to look at some other agile framework. Thank you for making so far into this video. If you have liked this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, relating to this video, there is a blog on my blog. Please go and read that. Till next time, thank you very much.